Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new video. Today we back in Hellclock. They just had a major update to the game. It's 1.1. The developers actually in their video or their release, they said it's actually a good idea to restart your game to create a new save, which I did, and a lot changed actually. So you can actually see now that spectral knives are automatically thrown. They summoned around you all the time, which they weren't before, so they're actually there the whole time, which is really cool. There's a whole bunch of damage numbers that changed. I'll put everything down in the description if you guys haven't seen it yet. I'll put the post or a link to the post of the updates and the changes there, so you could go take a look at it. But the most important thing was to change things. You're getting used to all the skills again, because things have changed and how they all deal with everything. They kind of nerfed conviction quite a lot as well. So all those conviction builds have been kind of nuked to some extent. But what I'm looking to go into is actually spells and plague damage. I haven't played it yet, so we're going to be looking at Veil of Quills. And then I know Bombardment has a physical to plague damage, as well as a cooldown reduction when using Bombardment for your skills. So we'll take a look at those, and then we just need to do this. So I've played about 2 hours of the new updates, so we only made it to Act 2 so far, so not too much happening for us. The most important thing that I wanted to show you is, one, the brand new crafting system. So we've got a bunch of tools over here, which are going to allow us to craft things. Firstly, I'm using something like this large relic of strength. If you want, we can go and grab something like this, a great tool of enhancement, where we upgrade a magic relic into a rare relic, and different relic sizes can roll different rare affixes. Now, what that means with rare affixes is actually these parts over here. So as you can see, these commons or like rares don't have anything, but as soon as it becomes, magic and common don't have anything, but as soon as it goes to rare, it has that affix, like critical hits with melees will leech, or spectral knife hits do X, Y, and Z, and so on and so forth. So you can make some pretty interesting things. We're going to test this out on these because I am going into plague damage. So I thought, well, we'll kind of use some of it on the plague damage stuff and see what happens. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check how Tool of Tinkering works. So we're going to use one on this over here and see what it replaces. It got rid of that. That's fine. I actually wanted to get rid of the max conviction. So if it does get rid, okay, so it kind of bricked it for us. We wanted to get rid of the max conviction, which it finally got rid of, but so we won't do anything else with that. Another thing that we can do over here, we've got mana regen, which is fine, plague resistance and plague damage. So we want to upgrade it into a magic item, and it actually lands up getting skill, mana cost, as well as flat mana. So these are crafting them is going to give you much more stats firstly, and then also just better stuff. So that's pretty cool. And then we can go and use the greater tool of enhancement, which is going to turn this into rare. And we got 26% bleed damage. That would have been good for the kind of build that I'm already running. Not really for this item. What we can do then is try and use... so what we would want to lock is plague damage. So we can try use a tool of locksmithing. Hopefully we get lucky. And we didn't. So we're going to use our second one. And it actually did hit the plague damage. And that's going to allow us to then change the affixes on gear. But the thing is, we don't need to change the affixes. We actually need to change the... Oh, that's a rare affix, isn't it? Can you change the affix of an item? Okay, XP gain's fine too. We'll just leave it at that. And then, oh wait, maybe you can do it this way. Yeah, okay. So you can change the implicit faith affix. If it already has one, it replaces it. Different relics can roll different imbued affixes. So we got one of faith and one of discipline. Because I'm going to be playing... I don't know if it allows us to see the constellation without having it unlocked yet, but let's just see. No, it doesn't. I believe it is faith that we need to go into, but it doesn't help. We'll just slam it and see what happens. I'm thinking faith is plague. No, it's not. Let's just slam it again. No, it's definitely not faith. It probably land up being fury, but we'll try the discipline and see. Okay, 40% to physical damage. That's pretty good for that one, actually, because we got bleed damage and we got the physical damage. So there's a good example of, the crafting and how it works. Let's go and roll this one into a rare one and see what we get. Recover life with potions. Also recovers the value of as mana. That's okay. And then we'd use this on there as well. And we get marksman skill damage. And that is actually okay because... No, it's not. Okay, well, that doesn't work. But so what we're going to do now is we're going to go farm more of that stuff. We're going to go farm a whole lot more using this. As you can see, we don't really use anything else. We don't use dashes. We don't use anything like that. And we're just trying to get our build up and running. I can't use the skill just yet because I don't have any affixes or anything for it really gear-wise. The most important thing here, Fire and Lightning Shred is good. Knife generation time and throw speed is very, very strong, so we're going to grab that first. And the reason for that is we actually have mana regeneration on a hit with the knives. So when the knives hit enemies, it regenerates part of our mana. And we want to have it active as long as possible. So the other thing is once they are used, we can reactivate them using the left mouse click. So when you actually activate the skill, it just reactivates what is already on cooldown, if that makes sense. Mana cost is very, very good here. And I mean, I might land up using my electric build that we previously played. Again, just because it's going to be quite strong. We need about 600 gold. So let's just go and see if we can get any. There might be some chests that we didn't open. Yeah, they are. Even breaking those things will give us gold. There's still enemies to defeat. But yeah, adding crafting into the game really is a cool little way to get more powerful. Fire and Lightning, no, we'll go for mana cost again. Because our main issue right now is that we have too much happening. We're using too much mana. So trying to get that mana cost as low as possible. Also, the reason I haven't used skills in my other slots, which you know, I'll show you after the round, or once we lose, or whatever the case may be, what happens is we actually get words. Oh, you can disable them. So in the skill selections screen, when you choose what skills you want, if you just throw the skill out into the area, it removes it from your hotbar. So if they're, let's say, they're skills that you don't want to actually use, you don't have to use them. A nimble cap, physical and evasion rating, that's much better. Pick up all the gold. If you open up a chest, you don't have to sit there to wait for the gold to be picked up. It will automatically come to you, so you don't actually have to sit there, which is fantastic. We need that judgment relic as well. And then we need knife generation time and throwing speed. It's not about the throwing speed, it's more about the generation time. So what's going to happen is once it shoots out its first knife, by the time the last knife comes out, it should have regenerated knives again. And that's going to keep our mana under control. Oh, right, I was going to mention vengeance mode. So they said, you know, maybe you must go and restart the round or restart the game, try and get, get going, work out how the crafting works and so on and so forth. So what I did is they have something called vengeance mode in the game, and every time you lose a round, you'll end up getting slightly stronger. You get free resistances and things like that. Now, this isn't something I'm going to keep on forever. You can change it on the fly, it's in the settings. But what it does is it just allows you, especially if you wanted to just play fresh, relearn all the skills and that, but you didn't want to have to focus on, spending so long in Acts 1, 2, and 3 again before you unlocked the Constellation and got all the juicy stuff going. You just activate Vengeance mode, and as you can see, every time you lose, you gain damage resistance as well as increased bonus damage. So, base damage, sorry. So I'm sitting at 70 additional base damage, and that's for free. You don't have to do anything, you just have to lose. And you get stronger each time. It just allows you to push that a little bit further faster without worrying too much about it. And I don't think there's any shame in using it. Remember, we're trying to get back to where we were as quickly as possible, and the best way for us to do that is to just play the game as quickly as possible. I mean, look at this. This boss fight's taking forever. We'll probably end up losing to it because we just can't beat it. But you get the point. The point is to just try and farm as many stones as possible, gear, and more relics. But the further we can push, the more relics we're able to get. And then once we've got a couple of the Vile Quills or Veil Quills relics, we'll then go and activate it and use it as a skill. And then we'll obviously do a guard on that and, you know, go for there. But now it's also going to be a lot easier to get the similar pieces to, you know, gear that I've got on my character. So if you wanted, we can do a proper build. It's not going to be like, oh, okay, well, you managed to get these items on here. I've been farming for hours on repeat for these and you can't get them anymore. But it's not the truth. You know, it's not the case anymore. So spells gain damage per active summon. Kills or spells grant mana regen. Holy Rosary is cast from there, or gain summon skill damage per active summon. So we could go spells gained per active summon, and we could run summons with Quill. But I feel like it might overshadow, let's see here, generation speed. It might overshadow the Quill skill. But if we get more summons, we can use the guards and go from there. That would also be pretty good. As you can see, we're picking up all different fragments. Those are what's used for crafting. So you want to open up chests. You want to defeat these mobs over here that will have an opportunity to drop that kind of stuff for you. Just got to watch our HP. And as you can see, we do have mana stacking problems, which I've mentioned already, as well as life issues. But these are the things, as you keep playing, you slowly fix it. Alright, fragments of locksmithing, a tool of locksmithing, more potions. We're picking up some trinkets. And that's it, that's pretty much the loop. We get some... I mean, what am I doing the most damage with? Probably my lightning damage. But we'll just take Sharp Strike. There we go. Fragment of Great Enhancements. And I think the further you are into the acts, the more material you're going to get dropped for you. So you do want to try and push as much as possible. Also, what is here that I didn't pick up? That would have been clever. As you can see, I don't learn very well. Alright, we've got Bleed Chance for physical skills. Again, this is physical, so it will proc the bleed, but I want mana regeneration for now. And that's why we took the mana. Remember, last patch, they did make it so if you hold over the skill or the choices you have, you are able to see what it gets rid of and what it adds as well. So I'll show you that afterwards, or the next statue we find. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, come back stronger. I feel pretty strong, actually. The only thing I'm lacking is a bit of life and resistances, I think. But in terms of power, I'm pretty strong. As you can see. Because we just got a power shrine. Okay. Alright, so last update, like I mentioned, so if we hover over the mana, that shows you it gets rid of the skill mana cost as well as the Blessing of the Spirits, and it adds mana shield. So we're not really worried about the mana shield, but getting the skill mana cost minus 10% is huge here. So we go and pick that up, and now it removed that as well as the other mana item, and it added the mana shield, which I don't actually know what mana shield does, but it is what it is. Pick up damage for the double knife. And this is the build that I think everyone will probably land up leveling with. It's just super easy to do, super convenient, and things just melt away. They did buff and nerf things, but again, it will be down in the description. I know that the quills got a slight buff. They got changed. So some things got buffed, some things about it got nerfed. It's mostly like cooldown timing and things like that got nerfed, but the damage got buffed slightly. Just a little bit of a nudge in the damage department, but hopefully it's enough of a damage change to make it more viable, because the way that you played before, things weren't the greatest. So melee skill damage, that's not melee unfortunately, but most of our damage is coming from melee. What this is going to do is add ourselves increase all melee skill AoE, or just melee skill damage. And the further we get the better, because we do have red portals. Oh yes, we have to defeat the commander. Oh right, there's a whole story, so we're not gonna... I mean, we've done all that. We do bleed still, which is pretty cool. And when he's talking, it's actually good for us, because it shows us where he is. That's what happens. That's why you should never speak in battle. Say something else to me so I know where you are. Alright. Time to skedaddle. So there's going to be a time when I think it actually takes us back to the base now. Oh, no. We have to push forward. Kills with skills grant mana. Summon the god. No, here we go. We finally get one of them. So Veil of Quills hits inflict stack of Vulture's Mark. So we got one relic for it. That's perfect. We do hope that the relic has something like plague damage on it as well, because that's definitely going to make a big difference. But that's the kind of stuff that we're looking for. Things for the Veil, the Quills. So perfect. Farming for our new build. At least if you find a really good, like a common relic, you can actually do something with it and turn it into a rare and get those special affixes for them as well. Oh right, there's also, I'll show you afterwards, I actually put them in a specific place in our stash and I completely forgot about it. There are corrupted items as well, and some of them are really, really crazy. So I need to just show you guys, because you can sometimes find a corrupted item that's going to be pretty crazy for you. Alright, as you can see, we're not really worried about mana anymore, which is fantastic. There we go. Knife throw, time and speed. Not really worried about the chest. And then I'm going to be missing like 10 gold. And I'm going to be like, I should have picked up that chest. But the only thing we need now is lifesteal. So life on hit. Or life on kill. Probably life on hit will be better. Melee skills, can't do it. We'll just grab the life. Heal. And if we can at least beat the floor 10 or floor 11 boss, then I'll call it quits over there and show you what I mean by the other stuff that I spoke about. Like the corruption stuff. So once it's corrupted, I don't believe you can change anything on it. But I don't have any of the corruption material to double check that for you. Anytime you want to stop moving, that would be great. Okay, thank you. We actually get a... Ooh, that's a big upgrade. And we get mana or cooldown. I want all of these, but I'm going to take the weapon, obviously. It does equip it immediately. And they did add... That's also another thing that we need to talk about. They added a blessings chest. Okay, so we can't get there. We need the key. So that's the end of the run for now. So that's actually perfect. It allowed us to progress it. What it's going to show you, because we got the descent complete and because we technically lost, our vengeance should have procced and it should have given us increased base damage and resistances, but we'll double check that as well. Not worried about the story for you guys. So let's just take a look. And we'll be able to get the key as well the next round, which is fantastic. So there you go. Damage did go up. We got plus 10 damage. What I wanted to show you is, one, there's now this blessed gear stash. So if you find gear that you, let's say you have a gun, I think I might have one here to purchase. So here I've got a gun with base damage as well as melee skill damage. If you wanted to play melee skill, you can then keep your weapon that you previously had that was melee skill damage, or plague damage. You get one that's base damage, plague damage, lightning damage, whatever the case is, and you can have multiple of your builds, because they've also allowed it so you can have multiple relic slots, so you can put whatever you want in this one and so on and so forth. So that's pretty cool. Fire damage, that's so trash, but it's whatever. Spell damage for minions, that's fine. And then I wanted to show you guys, so we actually got where was it? I'm pretty sure I had a corrupted piece of gear somewhere. Okay, well, here's a good example. So this one's corrupted. As you can see, we actually got a really good corruption on it. Repeated damage, increased damage by cost 50% more mana. It gave us crit chance, crit damage, some resistances, and then we got 50% skill projectile amount. So some of the corruptions are okay, like all resist is also pretty good. But yeah, you can pick up gear that's corrupted, and some of the corruptions are actually really wacky. Over here, +2 to lasso, skill level can't be increased further than 3. So that's actually bad, because you can get like +7 by the end of it in your skill tree. And the fact that you can't go over level 3 with this is really bad. But that's tier 1. So maybe at like a tier 6, tier 7, you can go to like a +10 skill level. But yeah, this one should actually be destroyed, because that's just trash. And then apparently, I think the corrupted things actually give you more soul stones when you recycle them, but I could be wrong in saying that. But yeah, so that's that. I showed you all of that. So there's nothing really else happening in terms of what we can do or can't do with our build right now. But we are going to farm it more and get into a much better state. So we've got to go to the side of the skill tree, get these for max level plus equipment, unlock blessing banishes and stuff like that, max skill levels, and to go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a brand new update, lots of things to come. We are going to look at running a Veil of Quills and go from there. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.